their impurities. Saints such as these still have the traces of passion. Thus when ordinary fire has burned the fuel, there remain the ashes and charcoal, for the strength of the fire is so weak that it cannot consume them. IV. The traces of passion are destroyed in the Buddha. At the end of the Kalpa, the cosmic fire consumes the Trisahasra Mahasa Hasraloka Dhatu, of which nothing remains, for the strength of this fire is very great. The fire of the Buddha's omniscience is also very great. It consumes the passions without leaving any trace. Thus, when a Brahman addressed 500 harmful words to the Buddha in the full assembly, the Buddha neither changed color nor feeling. And when the same Brahman, his mind having been tamed, retracted and praised the Buddha with 500 eulogies, the Buddha one day manifested neither pleasure nor satisfaction. In blame as in praise, his feelings and his color remain unchanged. When the Brahmina Chancho attached a wooden dish to her belly, pretending to be pregnant, and slandered the Buddha, the latter did not redden with shame and, once the trick was revealed, did not redden with joy. When the Buddha turned the wheel of Dharma and a cry of admiration arose from the 10 directions, the mind of the Buddha was not thrilled. At the death of Suantoli, when evil rumors were spread in regard to the Buddha, his mind knew no despondency. In the land of Alopi, a cold wind was blowing and there were many thorny broom plants, but the Buddha sat and lay down there without feeling any discomfort. During the summer retreat when he was staying in the Trayastrimsa heaven in the Huan Hai Yuan, he was seated on the Kian Poche, soft and pure like the god's silk ribbons, but he felt no pleasant sensation. And when the great Devirahas, on their knees, offered him celestial foods, he did not consider them to be exquisite. When he ate oats at Pilanjo, he did not find that to be painful. And when the great kings presented him with superior food, he did not consider that to be a godsend. Coming into the village of the Brahmins, he had to return with an empty bowl, but he did not consider that to be a loss. When Tipota pushed a rock down from the height of Gridrikuta Parvata to crush the Buddha, he did not feel any hatred. At that time, Loheulo praised the Buddha with a mind of respect, but the Buddha felt no gratitude for it. Achoche unleashed drunken elephants intending to kill the Buddha, but the latter was not afraid and tamed the mad elephants. Their respect doubled. The inhabitants came out with perfumed flowers and ornaments to offer to the Buddha, but the latter experienced no joy. 96 heretics once came together, all claiming to be omniscient. They came to Sravasti to debate with the Buddha. Then the Buddha, using the basis of his miraculous powers, sent forth many rays from his navel, on each of which there appeared an emanated Buddha. The king of the land, Poseuni, also ordered the heretics to go to the top of the building, but they were unable to move and still less debate with the Buddha. Seeing the heretics coming as enemies, the Buddha made no movement to turn back and destroyed the heretics. The gods and men redoubled their respect and veneration, but the Buddha felt no attraction. From all these stories, it is evident that when someone wanted to harm him, the Buddha remained impassive. Just as the gold of the Jamhu river does not change when it is beaten, melted or broken, so the Buddha undergoes criticism, derision, denigration, slander and debates without moving or changing. This is how we know that the traces of the emotions have been destroyed in him without residue. Why the Buddha eliminates the traces. Question. But the Sravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas likewise, having at their disposal pure wisdom, eliminate the traces of the passions. Is this completely or incompletely? Answer. Previously I said that the power of their knowledge is weak and only like ordinary fire, whereas the power of the Buddhas is greater like the cosmic fire at the end of the Kalpa. Here I must repeat myself. The Sravakas and Pratyeka Buddhas have accumulated the qualities 1b and the knowledges for a short time, 1, 2 or 3 lifetimes. The Buddha, on the other hand, has cultivated the knowledges and practiced the qualities during innumerable incalculable periods. Long ago he vaporized the perfume of the good dharmas. This is why he no longer has even a trace of klesavasana. Moreover, the Buddha has accumulated and exhausted all the qualities to the extent that the traces of passion have been eliminated definitively without residue. Why? Because the good dharmas and qualities make the passions melt. The arhats who have not fully obtained these qualities eliminate only their desire for the world and enter directly into nirvana. Finally, the Buddha has cut the fetters and the power of his knowledge is very sharp. He utilizes the 10 powers like a great knife and his unhindered knowledges are superior. This is why he cuts the fetters completely and without residue. When a man has committed a serious wrongdoing, the king, who is very angry, massacres his descendants down to the 7th generation so that there is nobody left. In the same way, the Buddha tears up and eradicates these powerful enemies that are the conflicting emotions so that there is nothing left. This is why the Prajnaparamita Sutra says here that the bodhisattva who wants to destroy the traces of passion by means of the knowledge of all the aspects should exert himself in the perfection of wisdom. Vi. Where the destruction of the traces is located. Question. Is destroying the traces also eliminating the passions? 1. Report on and criticism of 4 wrong theories. First theory. Destruction of the passions and destruction of the traces are simultaneous. Some say, when the passions are cut, the traces disappear at the same time and, as has been said above, the traces disappear without residue. But the Arhats and Pratyeka Buddhas cut just the passions and do not cut the traces, whereas the Bodhisattva cuts all the passions and their traces which are eliminated without residue. Second theory. The passions are cut at the time of the Bodhisattva's meeting with the Buddha Dipamkara, at the end of the 2nd Asamkhya Kalpa. Others say, already, the Buddha has long ago withdrawn from the desires. Thus the Buddha said, when I saw the Buddha Tingkuang, I had already eliminated the desires. Therefore it was by the power of his salvific skillful means that he pretended later to take births and deaths, a wife, children and slaves. Third theory. Passions and traces are destroyed when Anutpatikaksanti is obtained. Others say, starting from the time when the Bodhisattva obtained the certainty that things do not arise, and he found the true nature of things, all his passions and all the traces were destroyed. Fourth theory. Passions and traces are destroyed the night of the enlightenment. Others say, when the future Buddha produced the mind of body for the first time, he had passions, but when he sat down on the seat of enlightenment and during the last watch of the night, he destroyed all his passions and all the traces. Question. Which is the correct theory? Answer. All having come from the mouth of the Buddha, none of them is incorrect, but they must be interpreted. Criticism of the first theory. In the Sravaka system, the Buddha, by the power of his skillful means, pretends to assume human qualities. He undergoes birth, old age, sickness, cold and heat, hunger and thirst, etc. as no human is.